Hello and welcome to today's lesson. My name is Teacher George. Our lesson today is about Introduction to Computers. In this lesson, we are going to understand what a computer is, how it works, and the basic components that make up a complete computing system. A computer is one of the most important inventions in the modern world, and it is used in almost every sector of life. That is from business to education and also to communication. Together with me, let's begin our journey into understanding computers step by step. A computer is an electronic device that accepts data as input, processes it according to instructions, stores it, and finally produces information as output. In simple terms, a computer takes what you give it, works on it, and gives you results instantly. Computers are well known for being fast because they process data very quickly. Computers are also accurate because they produce precise results timely. Computers are reliable because they perform consistently over time. Computers are diligent simply because they do not get tired like us human beings. Computers are versatile because they can perform many tasks at a go. Computers have high capacity because they can store large amounts of data. This makes computers very powerful tools in modern society. Let's look at the importance of computers in our daily life. Computers are used in almost every aspect of life. In business, for example, computers are used for accounting, payroll management, stock control, and also customer management. In banking, we use online banking systems and ATMs for financial transactions. These systems are powered by computers. Meanwhile, in education, computers support research, computers support e-learning, and also record keeping. In communication, we use computers for email. We can send emails to our colleagues or workmates or family members. We can also use computers for video conferencing and social media networking. This shows that computers are not optional anymore. They're essential tools in everyday life. Let's look at a brief summary of types of computers basing on their processing power. Computers are classified based on their processing power and size. At the very top, we have supercomputers, which are the fastest and most powerful. They are used in weather forecasting, and they can also be used to conduct scientific research. Then we have the mainframe computers, which support many users at once. For example, in banks and also in government institutions. Up next, we have the mini computers, which serve medium-sized organizations. And finally, we have the microcomputers, which include personal devices like the one you are using right now, the desktop computers, the laptops, the tablets, and also the smartphones. As we move from supercomputers to microcomputers, remember the size and the cost decrease. However, accessibility increases. Components of a computer system. A complete computer system is made up of four main components. We have the hardware, which is the physical part that you can see, any physical parts of the computer that you can see and you can touch. We also have the software, which basically contains the programs that instruct the computer what to do. We also have the data, which are the raw facts that you, the fourth component of a complete computer system, enters. This data is entered by the people or the users. and the users or the people are the ones who operate the computers. They are the ones who enter the raw facts, which can be processed to become meaningful information. All these components work together to ensure a computer functions properly. Let's try to compare hardware compared to the software. Like we have said earlier on, hardware refers to the physical parts of a computer, and this can be a keyboard, a mouse, a monitor, and any other part that you are able to see in front of your computer. Meanwhile, the software refers to the programs that are installed on your computer. Programs such as Microsoft Office Word, Microsoft Office Excel, Windows operating system, and any other program that you are capable of installing onto your computer. Hardware can be touched and may wear out over time. Meanwhile, software cannot be touched, but can be seen, but can also be updated. Hardware is manufactured while software is developed through programming. Both hardware and software depend on each other in order for them to function. Let's look at the different types of software that our computers could be having. Software is categorized into 3 layers. At the very bottom, we have the system software, such as Windows, Linux, or even Android. This manages hardware and system operation. In the middle is the application software. For example, Microsoft Word, Excel, or Google Chrome. These help users to perform specific tasks. Do you want to surf on the internet? Then you need an internet browser. Do you want to type a word-based document? Then literally you need a Microsoft, could be you need a word processor like Microsoft Word. Do you want to do graphic design? Then you need graphic design software. This application software helps you to perform specific tasks because they are created in order for them to be able to help the computer users perform specific tasks, not every task. At the base is the hardware layer, which supports all operations. Without system software, application software cannot function completely. Let's now transition and look at information processing cycle. Computers work using a cycle called IPOS, which stands for input, processing, output, and lastly storage. Input involves entering data into the computer, meanwhile processing transforms the data into meaningful information. Then the output displays the results to the user. Storage saves data for future use. Every computer action follows the information processing cycle, starting from input to processing to output and lastly to storage. For example, when marks are entered into a computer, the computer is going to calculate the averages, the totals, and then also the rankings, and so on. After calculating all those computations, it is capable of displaying the results at the very end. This cycle is continuous in all computer operations. Having looked at that cycle, let's now look at the input devices. Input devices are used to enter data into a computer. Examples of input devices are these ones that I have compiled down. We have the keyboard, which helps computer users to type text, type numbers or special characters. We have the mouse, which is used for pointing and selecting items on the computer screen. We have the scanner, which converts hard copy documents into digital form. We also have the microphone, which helps to do sound input, like this video which I'm recording for you. I have a microphone which is literally inputting my audio sound into the computer as the video is being recorded. We have the webcam, which helps to capture a video and input it into the computer. We also have the barcode reader, which helps, as you have all observed in most supermarket areas. It helps to scan the physical product codes and then it sends them into the computer system, which is installed on the computer, which is being used in those supermarkets. Input devices act more or less like sensors of a computer system. Now let's look at the central processing unit. The CPU is the brain of the computer. It performs all calculations and controls all operations of the computer. It has three main parts. It has the arithmetic logic unit, which is a unit which performs calculations. It also has the control unit, which coordinates all operations in your computer. It has the registers, which store temporary data. I want to assure you, without the CPU, a computer cannot function. It is literally like having a human being without the brain. Now, let's look at output devices. Output devices display results from the computer. I've also handpicked a few of them, though there are very many. For example, we have the monitors, which help in displaying information visually on our computer screens. Like you who is using your laptop or desktop, you are now seeing this video with the help of your monitor. We have the printers, which help in producing physical hard copies of documents. We have the speakers for sound output. I'm sure you are able to hear my voice because your computer probably has a speaker which produces sound output. We also have the projectors, which display images onto large screens or surfaces. Then we have the plotters, which are specialized for printing for large and high quality vector graphics. All these particular devices that we have looked at allow users to see or hear processed information in different formats. Now let's look at computer memory. Computer memory is divided into two types, that is primary storage and also secondary storage. Primary storage is fast and temporary, and this can be your RAM or your ROM, and that is your random access memory and read-only memory. Meanwhile, the secondary storage is permanent, and it includes things like your hard disks, the internal ones, and also the external ones, the flash disks, and also the memory cards. Primary memory is used during processing. Meanwhile, secondary memory stores data for a longer period of time. The complete information flow in a computer. Let's look at the stages that your computer, the stages that the information that you are processing, that you are working on, follows when you have entered it onto your computer before you see the end results. When you use a computer, data flows in a very clear sequence which has been broken down in those four stages. You enter the data using your keyboard. It is processed by the CPU, temporarily stored in the RAM of your computer, and finally displayed on the monitor. The processed data can also be saved in a hard drive in case it is required for future use. This shows how smoothly a computer handles information. In summary, in this lesson, we have learned the fundamentals of computers. We have explored what a computer is, its components, the types of computers. We've also looked at input, output, processing, and storage devices. And lastly, we looked at the information processing cycle. Understanding these basics is essential for mastering computing. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next lesson.